Hi, my name is Alexander Schwackel, and I'm an 11th grader here at Monte Vista.
My name's Ramin. I'm in 11th grade, soon to be senior, 2019.
Hannah Speechley, junior.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Kither.
I'm James Bowling, government teacher at Monte Vista.
Hi, I'm Doug. I'm a junior.
My name is Landon, and I'm a junior here.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Biddle. I'm a senior.
Introduce myself. Hi.
Paige, and I'm a junior.
Hi, I'm Nicole.
I'm David Sutherland. I'm a junior at Monte Vista.
My name is Max Noonan. I'm in 11th grade, and I'm a conservative.
My name is Alyssa Bustiki, and I'm in 10th grade.
That bitch. A horrible person. Racist. Misogynistic pig.
Our president, leader in charge, Donald Trump, he looks very serious in that photo. Fighting for our rights and wanting to build a wall to keep Mexicans out. So, I mean, I guess he's trying to do stuff.
He's just different than what we've had.
He's a winner, and he's our president.
I think he could make some more smart choices as a president. I think some of his policies aren't the best, but he's doing wonders for the economy.
It's beautiful. No, I'm kidding. It's not beautiful.
Ugly.
He's a dumbass.
Daddy, president, respectable man, greatest human being of all time.
Fucking gross. Don't like him. Old.
I love her. She's my favorite woman on this earth. I believe in her.
Still too old. A little bit more experience with her time in office. Yeah, woman.
I think of like the crooked Hillary stuff, Benghazi, the emails, where did they go? How she cut Bernie out of the election, and how just Trump roasts her.
I don't like her either, though.
Oh, she looks good in that one. Majestic.
Lots of baggage, namely her husband. Again, she's done some really good things. I think she actually was a good Secretary of State.
His loser.
She just doesn't seem like a good leader to me. I don't know why. There's just like something about her.
Kind of indifferent.
She looks kind of like regal, I would say.
Sophisticated.
She is not the best politician.
Pig, untrustable, woman, criminal.
I mean, I don't have anything against her, just like, I don't like her. Kinda ugly a little. Not my cup of tea.
Gun control should be restricted a little bit more due to the past shootings at our schools. But I do believe that guns are necessary for our citizens to have to protect us from other nations.
I think that there should be reasonable gun reform. We should have background checks, and we should also ban assault weapons ban and bring that back, that ban that expired when George Bush took the presidency.
When you say gun control, you have to be more specific on what you want to do for gun control, because if you just want to take away people's guns, it doesn't work that way. And if you want to impose like new, better background checks and stuff, which is a good thing, you should do that. It's just like hard to get people on board to do that, like the NRA, to let it go. So.
We've become so like desensitized to it that it's like, oh, another shooting, like more people died, like it's sad, thoughts and prayers, but like we move on with our lives and another one happens, and it's like this is the only country where it happens. It's also the only country where everyone's like guaranteed the right to buy guns, which isn't a problem in and of itself, but it's like that lack of like gun control can lead to like those weapons like falling into the wrong hands. We need to like make sure that like when people buy guns, they're not gonna use them for like, you know, shooting up schools or anything like that.
I just doubt that the founding fathers wanted us to have assault rifles. And that I am now a human shield at school as well as an instructor is messed up.
People kind of forget that murder by gun was much higher in the 1980s than it is now. The only reason that people think that it's worse now is because the mass shootings get all the attention, and then it makes us think that it's possibly a bigger problem than what it really is. I think there's other things that could be done that would lower the mass shootings than gun control would.
I feel like gun licenses should be more, I don't know, harder to get. So that, you know, the people who would shoot up a school can't get a gun license.
Well, I believe in the Second Amendment, and I believe everyone has the right to own a firearm. But I also understand where a lot of people are coming from, considering that there's been a lot of recent school shootings, and I believe most of those occur though because people illegally get their hands on a weapon. So there's not much you can control there.
So I think we should have guns. I think people should have guns no matter what.
Well, the Second Amendment guarantees right to have arms. Congress gets to decide what that means, like how do they define arms? Should we have more gun control? Perhaps. I don't see the need for having military weapons. Like if we're allowed to have assault rifles, shouldn't we be allowed to have hand grenades and rocket launchers too?
So I think there needs to be some more communication. It's like a gray area. It kind of needs to be dealt like one, I think.
I think citizens of the United States should have the privilege to bear arms rather than the right to bear arms, and I think stricter gun control laws need to take place.
I definitely agree that government is naturally tyrannical, so we have to have some sort of weapons to defend ourselves.
We have a right to bear arms in this country. If someone were to come into your house and try to kill your family, would you just let them, or would you do something about it? If you take away my guns, I won't be able to do something about it. And I love my family, so I want to shoot the criminal. Give me my guns.
It should be really hard to get a gun, and you should have a really good reason to have one. Like, it shouldn't just be, oh, I want one for protection. Like, no, you should give, like, reasons, like, more reasons to want a gun.
I am pro-choice.
A woman has a right to choose. I think Republicans are oversimplifying the problem. You know, people, just because you're Democrat and believe in pro-choice doesn't mean that you love getting abortions every 10 seconds.
If you want an abortion, you should be able to get an abortion.
Well, I think it's kind of obvious that like every woman has the right to choose. I mean, it's basically guaranteed in the 14th Amendment. That's a choice that ultimately is like a woman's choice.
I think a woman's body is her body, and it's not the government's job to tell us what to do with it.
No. We're not touching that one. I don't talk about abortion. No.
Okay.
No, we're not touching that one.
I have nothing against abortion, because I don't see it as a problem.
I don't really have a say in abortion.
I'm not against women's rights or anything. Like, I don't think it's morally correct.
I think the most important thing with the abortion debate is to try to find ways to minimize the number of unwanted pregnancies.
And I think it's okay if you personally don't believe in it and don't want to like partake in it, except I don't think you should prevent other people from making that same decision if they want to or not.
If it's still inside their body, they should have the choice to do what they want with it.
I think personally I'm pro-life, but I'm pro-choice for others because I don't think I should be able to dictate your actions.
I don't want you killing like a fully formed fetus, but if it's like rape or something, go ahead, but you have 3 weeks.
Abortion should be allowed because, like, if you get raped and like you end up being pregnant, you're not gonna want that kid.
Immigrants have a greater impact on our country than we think at this moment. Our economy wouldn't be as great if we didn't have immigrants.
I believe that we should have an open border. I don't believe people should be flowing, but I do believe that there should be, you know, kind of guard or border, as every country is allowed to maintain their border. It's just up to them to maintain reasonable immigration flow.
Like Hispanics that come to California to like work and stuff, I think that's fine. You're trying to better yourselves and your family, but like if you come here and you start committing crimes and stuff, or do drug trafficking, then it's just like time for you to go back to your country, because if you're not here to help Americans out or help like integrate yourself into our society and not better it as a whole, then you shouldn't be here. But if you're coming here to help your family and better your life, that's a great thing. You should come here and do that. But if you're coming here to commit crimes and cheat and steal, then you shouldn't be here.
It's already hard enough to get here. I don't think we need to make it harder. People come here for like a better life and like better opportunities and like live out the American dream, and like it doesn't need to be harder than it already is, because it's already like this really tedious process that I wouldn't really wish on anyone.
I think that rules and regulations need to exist in some sense, but also most of the people who are trying to come here are trying to come here to do good things and be good people.
I am completely for legal immigration into the country. restrictions that are placed on people to legally come into the country could probably be changed, maybe to make it a little bit easier. But as far as illegal immigration, I do believe in enforcement of the law.
I don't have anything against immigrants. I think as long as you're coming to the country for the right reasons, then that's totally fine.
But illegal immigration, I'm against for obvious purposes because it's illegal.
I'm totally for immigration. Not illegal immigration, but I'm totally for legal immigration.
We need immigrants to come to the U.S. and do jobs that Americans don't want to do.
So I think there is a need for reform, except I don't think we're going about it the right way currently.
I think Trump's wall idea is the dumbest thing ever, because why waste how many billions of dollars on building a wall when you could spend it on other important issues that can actually be solved instead of just building a freaking wall.
I don't believe in deporting immigrants, but that's because I feel like we need the strong agricultural labor base, because I don't want to work in agriculture.
If you want to enter this country, just go through the immigration process. It's pretty easy to do. Don't come in here illegally. We'll deport you.
People should be allowed to come into America for a better life.
That's a false tweet.
Wrong.
Very false.
Wrong.
That's false.
Wrong.
False?
That's
Wrong.
false.
Nobody has more respect for women than Donald Trump. That's not
Wrong.
One is not true.
Wrong.
Plenty of people have more respect for women than Donald.
That's probably the first one.
I don't follow Donald Trump enough to know anything about this tweet, so I have no comment on that one.
Not completely sure I believe that one because he cheated on his wife.
Wrong.
It's pretty disrespectful too the way he did it.
In the recent news, that doesn't sound correct.
That's funny.
I think that's a lie.
Wrong.
That's just not true. It's just factually incorrect.
You are fake news.
Absolutely. He's always talking about women.
Oh my god, that's so funny. That's a joke. That's not true at all. He's a terrible man.
I mean, his thoughts are decent, but in the way he presents them is kind of childish. Not something that a president would do.
Trump's an idiot. Just because he can't accept that doesn't mean that, that everyone else is stupid.
Well, number two, seeing as Trump just messed up the North Korea talks, really just him criticizing himself there. And why would you ever criticize as the President of the United States someone's looks? Sleepy eyes, Chuck. Where does that come into the political realm?
So no more testing? I don't know, I think that's fine. Like North Korea, I don't like North Korea.
Let me just tell you that Trump has done more about North Korea than any other president in history.
Trump is taking affirmative action in it, but still he shouldn't be kind of bad-mouthing the countries. You kind of want to be a peaceful president instead of a war machine. I mean, we know we have the best Navy out there, Army out there, but we don't have to boast about it.
Funny thing is that the U.S. shot those missiles, but half of them didn't even, hit. The U.S. does not know what it's doing. It should stay out of Syria. So should Russia.
Why they let him use his own phone, I don't know. I don't know. He has 1 million people working for him and no one can control his social media.
I don't know. Because, again, he's so different. No one's ever talked like this before. So you're either being really dangerous by talking to other world leaders like that, or you're doing exactly what you need to do, which is fight crazy with crazy, which I don't know, is that the right way to go? So my opinion is very neutral. I don't know.
He's a little radical here and just over-exaggerating some things. I believe sometimes he doesn't need to tweet things that he does tweet.
He's just such an idiot.
So I'm Israeli, so I'm actually pretty happy that he's not happy with Russia right now, because Russia is the #1 reason why we haven't fucked shit in the Middle East yet.
So Syria, they're the ones killing their own people. I don't think that's very chill. So I do agree with what Trump is saying here. Russia is saying that they're going to shoot down any missiles that we send at them. Russia doesn't know how sweet our missiles are. So I agree with what he's saying.